World Wide Web. You are so wonderful. You're across the world. This is James. This is Drawing Customers, and today we're going to talk about a few pieces of information that we're hoping you have on your website. So every website out there, presuming that you have one, is expected to have a few pieces of information, right? One, I need a way to contact you, right? Phone, email, I guess I wouldn't worry about fax, and maybe contact form, something easy, right? We spoke in other videos about the ease of doing business with you, so that's not up to you really, that's up to your customers. Let's say, hey, I don't want people to call me, I want them to email me, right? Well, you don't get to make that decision. Your customers get to make that decision. So if you don't throw a phone number on your website and your customers are more interested in giving you a call, they don't see that phone number, guess what? Your website, we don't care. We're going to another website to get whatever it is that you do done. So let's say email, right? I don't want my email address on the website. I'm afraid of getting all the spam. Well, you know, email addresses, spam or not, they also bring in customers. Some customers are afraid of talking to people on the phone, right? There's just social cues that they haven't picked up on, and they're afraid to talk on the phone. Hey, no problem. You need someone to be able to get that email address, right? So they can fire off, hey man, I need to know what you do so that I can get what you do done. How about a contact form, right? Super easy. They're on your website and it's like, who are you? What do you want? Boom, send, pow, right away. Now, I'm going to throw a little caveat out there, huh? You actually have to reply. That means have someone answer your phone, have someone checking your email routinely, have somebody checking that contact form. You got to have somebody right there, right away, right? Because when do customers want to do business with you if they're calling you? Right now, baby. Right now. They're not calling you to be like, hey, in 3 years when you actually get a chance to reply back to this message, I'd love to do some business with you, hopefully maybe someday. That's not going to happen. When they contact you, that's right. They're like, hey man, I got some green cash. I want to spend it with you. It's your choice whether you want to reply or answer your phone or not. So we would recommend, Drawing Customers strongly recommends being able to talk to your customers when they want to talk to you. All right. So that little tirade is over. Let's talk about number two. We're going to need like an address, right? There's some type of location that the customer can be like, are these people legit or is this just some dude in his garage? Now, I know when you're starting out in business, you know, you got to start scrapping, shoestring, right? You're in your basement, you're in your garage, maybe you're sharing like a UPS store address or something like that, or some dopey P.O. box. Whatever it is, I'd strongly recommend that somehow you work your way up and get a real office, building, warehouse, even something if you share with someone. Something even if you can have your mail and your stuff like that go to it so you can throw it up there, right? Maybe you're just splitting the cost with a dude and it costs you $50 a month or something like that. Whatever it is, try to get a real legitimate business address. I recommend this for two reasons. One, if it's a real legitimate business address, you don't have people showing up at your house. Two, if it's a real legitimate business address, people assume that you're a real legitimate business. If it's not, people assume that you're not a real legitimate business, that you're just some kid who found his mom's computer and you're just starting a business just for the hell of it, right? You want to be legit. Do legit. All right. Three, what is the third thing that you want? You want some type of call to action, right? So that can be phone, email, form, whatever, but it's got to be something enticing, right? A lot of websites we see are just a blob of like pictures and words and just no organization, no leading. It's just weird. It's a mess, right? You ever go to a grocery store and just think about why they put the things that they put on certain shelves where, and just think, you know what? They knew that this is the path that I'd be going, right? Up the aisle, down the aisle, up the aisle, down the aisle. It's like they scheduled it. They planned it. They knew, hey, how can we get this Joe flowing through our grocery store, putting as much possible stuff in his grocery cart, right? They had this stuff laid out. I can talk to some web designers. They're pretty smart, some of them, and they can figure out where eyes are going to go, what people are going to be looking for when they come to your website. So call to action. 4, you want some type of information about what you do, but you want it in a fast, easy to read format, right? So a lot of people only hang out at websites for less than a minute, some just a couple minutes, right? You got to tell them, boom, 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 this is what we do. You don't need a whole War and Peace novel about what we do and how long you've been in business and what kind of whatevers you use to get whatever done and the tread depth of your truck tire or whatever. You don't need all that. You want it quick, easy, to the point. You can certainly have that information, that too much information, more in depth later in your website if you like. Maybe it'll work with your SEO or whatever like that. But the main idea is once people get to your website, you want them to actually do something. So info, I'm going to put that as easy. Alright, last thing we want to throw on there is some type of testimonial, right? Some type of trust factor. Something to say, hey man, I can trust you. Maybe it's some videos of your customers. Maybe it's some videos of you. Maybe it's some videos of your technicians. Maybe it's an iPod download about how you do whatever it is that you do so that people can think, hey, you know, I'm not sure if I want to hire you, but if I do it myself, what should I be looking for? Something that shows that you're as awesome as you say that you are. So, we're just going to put that as awesome stuff, right? Pow, 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 pow. So, your website has all these things, a contact, address, call to action, easy info, and awesome stuff as far as testimonials and stuff like that. How do you think your website will do when people come across it if you have all these 5 things? Hey man, you know the answer to that. Tip top, awesome, awesome, awesome. And it's going to be an awesome company, right? Because when your website has this, you don't have to be embarrassed when somebody says, hey, what's your website address? You don't have to be like, oh, you know, website's kind of under construction, needs a little help, but someday soon it'll be worthwhile going to. Somebody asks that, you can be like, yeah, this is a website. It's awesome. Check it out. I love it. You might even make it your bookmark, right? You're going to make it your homepage. It's great. All right, so this is James. This is Drunken Customers. Get some awesome stuff on your website. Make an awesome business.